Friday morning. The sun is coming up here in southeastern Michigan. You can hear the birds chirping. Ugh. The cheetah will probably be making a pass up here soon. Once he hears me, up and about, um, he's gonna. Once he hears me gets up, he'll come cruising around. Let's see, where am I? I am sort of lost here, am I not? Hey, Amanda, how are you? Yep, I am up early. Uh, I was trying to sleep, but having a hard time. What else is new? Um, oh yeah, oof. It's a little tough. It's a little tough. Um, I actually fell asleep a little earlier, but I only got like 2 hours, and then I was up, and then it's hard time to go back to sleep. As you can see by the puffiness of my eyes, see, my eyes are all puffed up because I don't sleep very well. Yeah. So the 4th of July is going to turn into both a food challenge, and we're going to be doing a benefit. Um, oh, eh, eh, aren't you're on the East Coast too, aren't you? Aren't 4:52, right? Wow, that's really early. How old are you? How old are your little ones, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were with an East Coaster with us. Yeah, your little ones. That's really early. Are they school aged at least? I mean, don't they know getting up early on a Friday for a school day? It's just like you're supposed to sleep in as much as you can. Um, so we are doing we're gonna on the 4th of July. We're doing a benefit for Jen Tochi. I think you know who she is. It seems like her place had a flood. I'm not sure if she blew a water main or whatever, but all her most of her movies were wiped out. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really too early for them to be getting up. It's school day. Now see if they get you up this early tomorrow. You know that's not going to happen. Well, your sons might get up early, but I bet your daughter probably sleeps in a little bit on Saturdays. I heard that we're talking and some of us mentioned like they don't show cartoons on anymore. They used to show cartoons on early in the morning. Oh, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it summer? I wasn't sure how that worked because of the COVID. I wasn't sure if kids were going to get summer off or the schools can be extended. For 'cause some of yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're getting up early for that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they got you up at 5 in the morning. fire up the video games, asking for coffee. Um, so Jennifer lost all her movies in her basement flood. So we decided to turn our show on the 4th of July into like a mini telethon. And we're going to see if we can get some folks to help donate some movies to her to restore her collection a little bit. Um, that really sucks, you know. It's not like that would take a lot of money to oh, okay. Oh, all right. One of our young community followers, you've probably seen his name, Theodore. He's autistic too, and I didn't. As soon as I started talking to him, he's very high functioning. But I picked up right on it right away. I have absolutely no experience with it, and but I managed not to shoot myself in the foot. Um, as far as talking to him, I talked to him one on one, just like I would anybody his age, and it seems to work. Yeah, so you already know this. Yep. So you already seen Theodore. So yeah, it's he's a very nice young boy. I mean, I like him a lot. He's a good kid. Yeah, I like him. I mean, he just loves his movies. He likes the smaller stuff. The Wild Eye movies and the Uncorked and the High Octane. I mean, I dig it. I think that's so neat because nobody else really talks about Uncorked or High Octane movies. So I could relate to him because I'm like that with a couple of boutiques myself, and I can relate to that. It just frustrates me. I would like to get him some more movies to review. Because I know things aren't exactly flush over there either. Um, I managed to get. I thought I got someone to help him out. They sent him a little bit, and then they stopped, and I can't get them to answer me. Like, like, could you give him a couple more to review? And yeah, I just don't. I'm not getting it. Um, so it's a little frustrating because he's a nice kid, and he really wants to belong. That's really what the impression I got more than anything else, that he just wants to belong to something. Yeah, I met him on Instagram. He found me on Instagram. I didn't know who he was, and he just started talking to me, and we're just going back and forth. And then I found out that he was a minor, and then I'm going like, dude, like, hey. And then he says, my mom watches me, and I'm like, you should not be talking to anybody under 18. But he doesn't know any better, so he just keeps going. But I talked to his mother a few times. His mother's very on top of things. Good mom. But I mean, like I said, I have no experience with that. I don't know. I don't know other than just to treat him, just like I would anybody else. I really don't see I don't see his disability, even though I know it's there. His autism. I don't really see, if I didn't watch his videos, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known, except for the boundaries, because he has no boundaries. That was the first clue for me, and that I had, but that's fine. Hell, I know a lot of people will probably say that about me. Now, do you have to work during the day, Amanda? I mean, I know or does you and your husband both work during the day? Oh, okay. Yeah, I would think that you already have a full-time job already. I can hear the birds chirping. They're quite loud. It was very warm last night. We didn't have any thunderstorms. We had a little bit of rain, just a little bit. Paladin is floating around here somewhere. I know it's early, so when he hears me talking like this, he generally comes up there and cat sharks my feet. Um, Here he comes, right on time. Hey, what are you doing? You silly Paladin. Hey, hey, what are you doing? It's a cheetah. What are you doing, cheetah? Hi, hi. What are you doing, cheetahs? Yeah. Someone's asked about you, your fan base. Hey, look at you on the camera there. Look at you, Ham. Look at you, Ham. Yeah, hey, good boy. I can't tell him that he's that. Otherwise, you're chubby. You know that you're chubby. That's what she said. She says you're chubby. What do you think about that? Huh? You're silly. Is what you are. Yeah, you're silly. I know. Ugh. Yeah, yeah. When he wants to get down, he definitely wants to get down. Hi, chubby. Hi. He still could get. He still clocks in about I don't know. What are you clocking about 40 miles an hour now? He slowed down a little bit. Thank you. I think so too. He is definitely a handful. He keeps me entertained. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Let's see. So I went on Night Watch Zone's channel last night um, with uh, with Ben from Cadaver Club. Me and Ben joined Night and Coriander and talked about one of my favorite movies. Um, really, really good show. And we're gonna do it once a month. Let's just do a real short segment. It's about 45 minutes. Um, yeah, we couldn't do more than this. That we're all so busy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we could do it. Um, if we did it more than that, I'm glad. I think one time is pretty good. Oh wow, he had not listed it yet. Okay, that was a little different. Maybe it's on my channel. Uh, or my wow. Okay. A dark song. I'm gonna see if I can find the show. Because it was a really good show. Uh, yeah, I got it. I got it. So I'll show. I'll put it here in the link here. I'll put the link in. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this, Amanda. I mean, well, we had fun, but it was a really serious movie. I mean, it's a really good movie. And I found through Night, I found another person who likes IFC movies. So I went ahead and went over and sub to him. And hopefully, maybe down the line, he can join us for one of our discussions. Um, this is the movie that we watched. So I talk about this movie. I talk about this movie endlessly. Any chance I get. So um, me and Knight, it was really funny is that we were in a chat, and I think maybe we're at Phil's or somebody's. Maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was Phil's. I think it was somebody else's. It was at Night, and he mentioned a dark song. Knight did, and I caught that, and I'm going like, oh my gosh, you've seen that movie too? It's my favorite movie. Like in the last 10 years, it's the favorite movie I reviewed on my blog. I have I have a like a hand. I mean, I just have a handful of great movies that I reviewed, and A Dark Song is my favorite one. So me and Knight, we said, well, why don't we talk about it? And Knight says, you can come over to my channel and we'll do the show. And I said that sounds awesome. So I was gonna, because I was gonna, we're gonna start talking about it. Like, one day you want me to come over, and then whatnot, so I can promote it. And then, lo and behold, that's when Knight watched. He lost his channel. YouTube took his whole channel down. They just got done hitting 1,000. They were at like 1,050, 1,070, and they took down his whole channel. And they never did give him a reason. They never did. So his channel got taken down, and so they had to start all over again. So they've been rebuilding it really, but it's both fast and slow. I'm sure to them it seems to be very slow because they had over 1,000, but in actuality they're doing really good. Yeah, we still don't know what it was. Well, some weird. I think somebody said that allegedly Now I'm watching Night for 2 months before this happened. Allegedly, what they said was somebody says that they were asking for money. That's bullshit. They never have asked for a dime or a penny. I don't think they have a Patreon. They don't have a buy me a coffee. They don't have any of that. They don't have PayPal. They didn't do any of that. They never asked. I've never seen. I never saw anybody in the brief little time they were over 1,000, which I think they're getting ready to get monetized. So they couldn't even do a super chat. And because I just it's just like they were there the night before. I thought it was copyright myself because they got done doing 2 shows about Jaws, and they showed some clips in there, but they altered the clips. So it wasn't strictly from the movie. They altered it. So yes, you can see it was from Jaws, but they superimposed some music over it. So it was different. It wasn't copyrighted. But it wasn't that at all. And so their channel had to restart their channel. They're doing pretty good. I mean, considering that I think they've been at it for 6 weeks, and they're already starting to close in on 300. Now that seems really small, but for the pace that they're doing it, yeah, it's up there. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But of course, if you're Republican or or the right wing, you can get away with causing all sorts of shit, have hate groups on here, advocate violence and racism and hatred, and you can keep your channel. Or if you're a super big YouTuber, you can do whatever the hell you want, and they're not going to take down your channel because you have millions of followers. So they're afraid to lose those people to places like Twitch. Yep. Oh yeah. That's why Knight's page went down, but Logan Paul or David Drobnik or whatever the hell or whoever else is out there, their channels are far worse, doing a lot worse things, and they stay up. Yeah. And the thing that really sucks about it is the fact that there's no recourse. There's no, especially during the pandemic, there's actually nobody manning the phones at YouTube or Google. There's no customer service at Google. So there's no way that they could. They had no recourse. So they had to start over. So they have been putting up their old content. They had some old content saved, so they've been putting that back up, and they've been going back to reposting some of the content they had that got lost, and they've had to go back there and put that back up. So it's a chore. It's really a chore. I mean, I get it, but I was really excited though when because we started talking about doing a dark song, and was trying to wait. I was actually going to try to wait till they got to 500 before I wanted to have them have a chance to build up that audience, and get the subscribers back. And but he wanted to go ahead and do the show. So I said, hell yeah, because I'm all about the dark song. So we made plans last month, and lo and behold, last night we did it. I asked Ben if he come, because Ben had actually watched the movie based on what I had told him. He said, you're always talking about it, so I had to go see it. And then during the show, Knight mentioned about his friend, an American Werewolf in New Jersey, who has told him about the movie, and actually had gone on Werewolf's stream, and they talked about the movie. And I went over there last night to look at it, and yeah, American Werewolf in New Jersey. Oh yeah, dope channel. Totally my style. I mean, yeah, I was pretty excited, to tell you the truth. And that gives me a clue. Uh, okay. All right. Let me bring him up. Yes, I do believe Amazon will have that movie. Yes. And this is an American Werewolf in New Jersey. Um, I definitely recommend connecting with him. He is all about some really independent horror. He's very much like me in that respect. He likes to do a lot of independent stuff. Um, like I said before, I like the old stuff too. I do, but good Lord, I'm so tired of hearing about it because that's all everybody ever talks about. I am so excited to talk about new movies that no one talks about. Um, so when me and Knight were talking about doing a dark song, uh, I had mentioned to him as like maybe because is this I think this is like his first exposure to IFC films, and I mean his friend has covered a few. He's covered his uh, Werewolf has covered uh, the Devil's Candy, and it looks like he's covered a other couple of other ones. I've covered a few of my blog. I covered the Dead Room. I've covered Hellgate and some other ones. And I said, well, maybe we could do maybe we could alternate. We could do one show on your channel and then one show on my channel. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it once a month, um, the last Sunday of every month, and we'll pick a movie and then we're gonna talk about it for like 45 minutes. And that's really what I like about it's really what I like about Knight. He gets in there and he won't waste any he won't waste time. I mean, that's right. I was watching him last night for the first time because that's the first time I've been to the Night Watch Zone, and I really like the way he breaks down the movie. He involves his panel and he does the chat. Um, it's a great it was a good lesson. Though I dare say it might be a little harder to watch it if there was like 15 to 20 in there, like you used to have. That must have been really hard. You look at us at the midnight hour, we have 20 people in there. It takes all four of us to sort of monitor it. Um, it's a good problem to have. Um, there's a lot of good. You could probably find a lot of good movies there. And on Amazon at ISC movies. I mean, there's both ISC and IFC Midnight. It's sort of like Robert Johnson, RLJE. They do the same thing. They're owned by the same company, AMC. So what they've done is they took the same model as ISC, and they did it to RLJ. And that they have their regular movies. RLJ releases their serious dramas and comedies and all that, and then they split it off and did Shutter. So everything is Shutter. The streaming channel, all the movies. Though I dare say that Shutter does not have nearly the cachet as IFC Midnight does. They don't. They have some good movies. I've only reviewed. I don't know. I think I reviewed two. One I really liked. Um, they picked up one movie which I really liked, which was Detectives. That was a lot of fun. I have to admit that was a lot better than I thought. I didn't know what to expect from it, and I like the Shutters. I do. I think they have some. I mean, I picked them up whenever I could, and I just had to get around to watching them a little bit more. But I do enjoy Shutter. Yeah, they do on the streaming channel, um, but their movies like I really need to do this. Um, I'm actually trying to do put all these boutique labels separated, but I need to do that. I need to separate my Shutter movies from everything else. I've picked up a few. I picked up Boar, Monstrium, um, just the Pale Door, um, Quantum. Oh gosh, Quantum something or another. Uh, yeah, I've picked up a few Shutters. I started looking when my at the video store. I was starting to look for them. I was starting to look for them and picking them up whenever they were on sale. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I heard the new Creep Show is pretty good. I heard the new Creep Show is pretty good. Um, I have Hannah. I have Hannah Fierman coming in on July 15th. Did you ever see a movie called VHS? I wonder if I can get a clip of her. I might be able to do that. Let's see if I can. This is it. Let's see if I can. This is it. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I have. Here's a clip. Um, this is from the first story called. This is from the first story called Amateur Night, and Amateur Night is the best story in the movie of the series. It has Hannah Furman, and she plays Lily, who's a succubus. And these four guys are on a bachelor party, and they pick her up and another girl up, and they're going to go party with them in a hotel room. Well, one girl passes out, and the other girl she likes the groom to be, but not anybody else. And she tells the groom that she likes him, and that's what makes the movie so cool. Is like she come up there and say she goes up there and she says, "I like you," but the rest of them she doesn't, and she tells him, "I don't like you," and no, and of course boys being boys or men being men, they push the issue, and she gets busy, and it's awesome actually. Not for the faint of heart. Um, but they actually spun off the movie, her character, into another movie called Siren. Um, and that's her. That's like everybody knows her. Everybody knows her. Uh, because in the movie, as you see in the clip there, she has she has big eyes, and actually her eyes are very luminous in real life as well. And everybody knows her for this role, so everybody goes up there and says, "I like you." Hell, I still do it. You know, just go up to somebody, sit there, and look at him, and say, "I like you." It's this it's this really really eerie. So so I have her coming on to the 8 Questions show on July 15th. But she's very talented. Um, she's very talented. She could paint. Yeah, I know, it's awesome. She rocks. I couldn't believe it when I asked her for the interview, and she said sure. And so I was just like dropped. I was like, I thought, because every time I try to talk to some folks, either I don't get an answer, or sometimes I'll get directed to an agent or a PR person, and most of the time that means no. Basically, it means either they're going to want money, or they're not going to be able to do it. I understand that. That's part of it. But I just approached her and said, "Okay, would you be willing to do an interview?" And she said, "Yeah." So there I go, and I was excited. I'll tell you, I won't lie to you. Um, it's very cool. Um, and then this week, on top of that, then this week we got offered a chance to interview Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn, and from Can't Buy Me Love, uh, you know, um, The Burbs. He's done a ton of stuff, yeah, a ton. And we got offered to interview him, or I did, and I said yeah. So we're gonna do it on July 15th, the same day as Hannah. Um, we're gonna interview Courtney Gaines at 2 o'clock. I'm very happy about that. I just fell into my lap. I literally fell into my lap, and I'm going like, wow, okay. And so me and Hobbs are going to do the show. He's going to come on and co-host with me on that. Um, so it'll be fun. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll get him for an hour. We'll get him for about 45 minutes, and just talk to him here. We're going to try to promote the show the best we can. Um, it's gonna be very interesting, to say the least. And then that night over at yeah, I will definitely send you. I'll definitely drop a link. I will definitely. You'll see me going up, well, and I'll be promoting it like hell in the groups. So we'll do Courtney at 2 o'clock, and that same night, that same day, at 8 o'clock, I'll be interviewing Hannah. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That's gonna be. We're gonna have some good guests in July, that's for sure. Uh, we get a really nice mix of established talent and some up and comers. Uh, I got I got a couple of writers coming in. Um, that'll be fun. Um, then I'm gonna be interviewing two people that are in Europe. Kelly and Goody, and Thief Muse. He's a Dutch director. He did my second favorite movie, and I've actually been. This is gonna make me really happy. He's done my second favorite movie on my blog, well, he co-directed and co-wrote a movie called Molly. Absolutely stunning movie. That movie is rocking. So much fun. Um, Tremendous filmmaker. But it's really hard over where he's at to make movies, to get movies made. It's very, very hard. I mean, it takes a lot to get a movie made in Europe, especially when you don't have a really huge, thriving film industry. It's tough. Um, yeah, him and I bonded over the fact that he did Molly, and then he's also a big fan of the 13th Warrior, and he actually wrote a piece for my blog. He guest wrote a piece about his love for the 13th Warrior. I love that movie too. That movie is so much fun. It stayed. I don't know. I don't know. Was it warm in your part of the world, Amanda? Over here, it never broke 70. It stayed 70 all night through. Very warm today. Yeah, it's really hot last night. I probably should have went up there and went for a walk instead of doing this, but I did this. Um, so what do you guys what do you have planned for today? Are you going to take your kids and do something fun? It seems like everything's reopening. Um, I posted some already. I did a video, but our library reopened all the way. No more restrictions. Um, so of course, people inside are that's Ohio. Yeah. Oh, what are you by Dayton? That's where Josh listed by Dayton. I think it's called Miamisburg, which I think is the suburb of Dayton. Oh wow. Okay. Oh cool. Oh yes. Oh, you know Miamisburg. Okay. Are you guys close to that? I actually never even heard of Miamisburg until until he told me. Like I know the college Miami of Ohio, but if I'm not mistaken, that's in Oxford. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, the town. I mean, I watched the videos too, his van life videos, and his town seems pretty quaint. It looks nice. Wow, that's so much fun. I see people now there. I see them now talking more and more. Well, well, of course, the van life people, the nomads, they're always doing meetups. But now I'm hearing people talk about doing meetups for conventions and whatnot. The guys from coast to coast on Saturdays, they actually went and met each other. Oh my gosh, you guys are so close. Oh my gosh, you and your husband should do to meet Josh, have lunch, and do what he always tells us to do. Film it. That's cool. When my dad came out to visit us, we actually went down to Dayton. Me, my wife, and my dad. We went down. It would be. We went down to Dayton to the Wright Air Museum, the Wright Patterson Air Museum. We went there. Uh, wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful museum. So me and my dad, like I said, me, my dad, my wife, we all went to the museum, and it's definitely, it's free to get in, because any federal museum is free to get in. So we went in to look at all the planes and whatnot, and there's a group of like 30 of us, and they had a tour guide. We were following the tour guide, and they were going through all the planes and displays and whatnot. I mean, you could go off on your own too, but you could do your own with the tour guide. And the tour guide was going, and they weren't exactly getting everything right. They were making a little bit of, a couple of wrong facts here and there, and so we broke off from the group. We broke off from the group. There's like 30 of us, and so me, my wife, and my dad were walking and looking at all the planes and whatnot. And I'm sitting there and I'm telling my wife and my dad about the airplanes, some of the battles they flew, some of the people involved in it, and the different characterizations of the planes, um, you know, which was good, which was bad, and we're walking along, Amanda, and we have something about 15, 20 minutes, but we're all just the three of us. Um, as we finished up, I was telling her about a little story about this, about an airplane or some battle, I can't remember exactly what it was. Um, I turned around to face my dad and my wife. I turned around and there's like 10 people there. And they had broken off from the main group, and they started following us because they could hear me talking about the planes, and they said, you seem to know a little bit more than they do, so we decided we're going to follow you. I was laughing about that because I'm like, uh, I'm not really a tour guide. No, but you know a lot more than tour guides do. And so, yeah, so they hung out with us for a little bit, and I did a little mini tour. I love that place. That place is fun. Yeah, it was totally fun. It was totally funny. I was like, what are you guys all following me for? Like, that was really good. And like, uh, And the thing what it was is my wife and my dad, they didn't know that either. They weren't really aware of it. They just thought they were just following, they thought they were just doing their own thing too. And they didn't pick up the fact that they were only moving when we were moving, and they were just following us as a group. Um, we do have a air museum out here, not federal. It's privately owned. It's called the Yankee Air Museum, and it's pretty cool because they have some planes that are static. Um, on the ground, they don't move around, but they also work to rebuild planes to make them flyable again. So there's a bunch of volunteers that come out there and they work on these planes. And so every summer they once they actually it probably be happening pretty soon. Um, they will sell rides on these planes, but boy, it's expensive. I was gonna try to go on a B-17 flight, and my wife was gonna say, "Why don't you go on the plane?" And I said, "Yeah, that would be really really cool." Except that it was gonna cost like $600, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, but not that cool." That was really expensive. I mean, it's awesome that it's like a once in a lifetime thing, flying into, but it's just so expensive. It really is. Yeah, but it would have been cool. During our air show here in Michigan, during the summer, they call it Thunder Over Michigan. The the uh, the Blue Angels, they do practice flights, and part of their where they fly to brings them over our house, and they're very low, very low. You can see the pilots in the planes. If you have pair of binoculars, you can see the pilots. They're easily maybe between 500 and to 1,000 feet above, and it's amazing. They fly over. Sometimes they fly over formations, or just one or two. Me, I love the prop planes. Um, the B-17, the B-25. Uh, they've had Corsairs and P-51s, and you can see them flying into the airport. You can always you can spot them right off, and that's a lot of fun. Um, so private collectors will bring in their own planes, and they'll fly their planes at the museum. Yeah, air shows are not cheap. Yeah, air shows are very expensive to run. That's because especially when they fly the fighter planes, the F-16s, they fly F-16s, and the Blue Angels will fly F-18s, and those planes are really expensive to fly. Um, Aviation fuel is not cheap, and they used to come in and used to practice for like the show would be the weekend, and the Blue Angels would get there like on a Wednesday, and then they would practice Friday and Thursday and Friday for the Saturday Sunday show. But now they've gotten to a point where they just come in and fly like a half a day on Friday, and that's all they fly. They don't fly like they used to. I mean, they used to be out there all day, like two, three. They'd be out there for like an hour before lunch and like an hour after lunch, hour and a half, and people would go to the stores and park in the parking lots to watch them practice for free. Of course, there's always that inherent danger of something bad happening, but we have been really blessed. We have never had any incident at our air show. We've been really blessed. Nobody's been hurt, and they've never had any crashes or anything like that. Sometimes those air shows or air races, there's always something bad happening, and it's really tragic. I never been to the two shows that we saw. We actually went on the outside. We were on the outside. We could park on the side of the road, and we could pretty much see everything. Plus, we had the planes flying over our house, so we were able to see that pretty good. The little friends, the World War II planes. I mean, they literally would fly right over where we were parked at. I mean, you could see the numbers on the planes. Um, I mean, they were real low, and then you would have the P-51s and the Corsairs and the Texans fly there. Um, and that was cool. The B-25s, and they would be relatively close. And then, of course, they're flying much slower than the jets, of course. So you got a really good, picture of them. They would just fly down and land, and they would land, and then they would stay static there for the weekends. Um, I'm sure the federal government probably partially reimburse them, for flying in to make the air show, because air shows are basically all air shows really are. They're basically propaganda. It's just a chance to show off our military planes and our pilots and how good we are and everything else, which is fine. And no one has any complaints about that. I mean, they're beautiful to look at, and they're amazing. Um, Of course, it always makes you wonder how much longer are we actually going to have manned fighter jets. I mean, the way that where we're going, pretty soon we're not going to have manned jets like that, especially once we get into hypersonics. Aloha, Mark. We are talking air shows, fighter pilots, and air shows, World War II planes. Oh, I have. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. Uh, okay, let me bring this up here. Oh, what am I doing? Uh, I did a show last night. Never been to an air show? They're a lot of fun. They're tremendous. They're a lot of fun. I'm gonna post out a couple of things again. Um, oh, no problem, Amanda. No problem. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. I went to on a show last night, Mark. I went to another channel. I was a guest of another channel last night, and actually, my first formal invite, actually, as far as that goes, as far which is a lot of fun. I'm really quite flattered by that. Um, so we went over there, and I talked about a Dark Song, a movie I really liked quite a bit. So I got to go over there and talk about that, and that was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I'm not sure if you're assigned to the night, if you're connected to the Night Watch Zone or not, but if you're not, I highly recommend it. If you like, smart, intelligent, film discussion, that's the channel for sure. Um, Really, they really get into the movies, and they're a lot of fun. They're very knowledgeable. Um, and they're willing to do movies that people haven't really talked about too much. Oh, you must be. Are you going to go to bed? Oh, no, no, you just got home. So it is 2:51. Good Lord. You got to go. You must. You going to bed? I'm going. I'm thinking about it too. I'm thinking about just. I was just up for a little bit. Wasn't really. Uh, oh, vet appointment 8. Oh, right, right. Your puppies. They're all getting their shots today. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I gotta start thinking about taking Paladin for a wellness check. I think it's been over a year because of the pandemic. So I gotta start thinking about that. And the thing that it is I have a phone now, so when I take him in there, I could film. People think that he's just a cat. People always think, oh, he's just a cat. Now I can actually film him, and people can actually see that he's not really a cat. He really is he really is partly cheetah. He is really something else at a vet's office. He and it's not fun. I'm always scared that I'm going to get fired. Um, that's what they actually do. That if you bring a did you know that if you bring in a pet that's like really can't be contained or can't be handled, your vet can fire you as a patient. That's I did not know that term. I did not know that you could get fired from a vet's office. Yeah. When I took him into this vest the first time, and he was just acting like himself, and they had to bring out the super heavy gloves, and they had to bring out 2 nurses, and it was just like, I'm going like, please don't fire me my first time here. And the doctor's like, we're not going to fire you. We're not going to fire you, and you'll never get fired. And I'm going like, you're speaking a little too soon yet. And yeah, they had to dope him up. They doped him up last time, but they gave him too much, and they almost got fired. Um, they almost got fired from me by me. Um, I told them that I liked them, but that was never going to happen again. They were never going to medicate Paladin like that again. That was not a pleasant experience. So it's like I knew they were going to take the edge off of him, and I was fine with that. But then they took him out, took him out behind. They left me in the waiting room. They took him out behind, and then while they were behind, they medicated him heavier, and they didn't tell me. And so when I got him back, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to give him more medicine. And I was like, well, who said that? And then I could see how out of it he was, and I'm like, I told him right then and there, says that will never happen again. You'll not do that ever again. I mean, if you can't handle them, that's fine. You tell me that, but you're not going to do that again. So I was not a happy camper. But 8 puppies should be a piece of cake. I mean, you should be in and out the vet's office within the hour, I would think. You should film it. Seriously, Mark, you should film that. That'd be a great video. It's really amazing how animals they get it's amazing how they bounce back from the vet's office from injuries. I mean, injuries that to a person, it's just like it's life altering. It's life altering. It's crippling. I think he should. I just amazed. I do. I see. Dogs and cats. They'll go and have surgery. Maybe they lose a leg, or a foot, or something like that. Or maybe they're born. And they have to get rehabbed. Like cats sometimes get their legs twisted backwards, and they have to rehab them. And they do it, and it's amazing to me. Oh gosh, I'm sure the nurse will help you out with that. I'm sure if you ask the nurse to help you, could you take some pictures of me holding the puppies, or film it? Um, are you gonna how are you gonna take them in there? Do they each get their own container, own carrier? Oh wow, okay. I think it's gonna be a cuddle puddle. Yeah, the doctor, what the other I'll do is just they'll probably just they'll probably just let them all run around and only two at a time. Oh, do you have to wait outside? So the restrictions haven't been lifted yet. So they're gonna just take two in, get them, and then bring them back out to you. Oh, yeah, that would be tough. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So once they get their shots, I mean that's oh yes. So once they get their shots, then they'll be ready to go, right? You'll be ready to adopt them out. Oh man, I got junk in my peepers. Okay. Uh, Still need homes for six, huh? Yeah. I don't know. Is summer a good time to adopt a dog? Why do I always think that adoptions always take place more during the fall and the winter time? Since you always know I'm always doing this, I gotta show you. I gotta show you one of my. I gotta show you my favorite group. This is my favorite rescue group by far. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I thought. I always thought that they would sell out during fall and winter time. This is my favorite rescue group right here. They have a YouTube channel, and they also have an Instagram. But I love these guys right here. This is Flatbush Cats. They're amazing to me. Definitely one of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorite charities. I don't know. It's been actually been really slow this morning. Most of the time I got like five or six by now, but not this morning. I've only been up for a little over an hour, but no, not too many people. Not too many people came in. Um, just really you and Amanda. That's all who popped in. But that's how I always do my. That's how I always do my live streams. If I'm up this late or this early or whatever, it's because I have insomnia, and I never announce it. I never sit there and say, "Hey, I'm going up at this time." Um, if I only do that when I have a show, like the midnight hour or eight questions with, I will, or pop it up on Night Watch. I will, I'll promote up an appearance or show I'm doing. But as far as me just getting on here and just talking like this, I never really do that. Yeah, I just, it's just. But late night chats, they're for some reason late night chats, um, they're 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 popular. Um, I seen I saw Cornelius. He was on earlier tonight, and he had like 22 people in his chat at like around 2:30, 3 o'clock. That was amazing to me. Like, well, that's really late. and he's East Coast too. So he gets on there. He gets a Jose was on earlier, Master Chaos, and he was talking about the Severance sale, which is a boutique label, and he was on for a while, and his chat was on fire. He had a ton of people in there. He has a very active chat. Streams. His streams are really strong. But I don't know. I just never really planned for it. I just like to pop up there and see who comes in. It's a lot of fun that way. You just never know. But I should get going though pretty soon. I got to get up early too, a little later on too. I have to call an electrician because I'm having some wire issues. I think my lights keep cutting on and off, so I think there's some wiring problems. So I think I have to call an electrician up there and have him come in next week to have him look at. But no, I don't know who's lurking, but I do see you, and we appreciate you're here, and we hope that you're enjoying, listening to our chat or whatnot. Um, but go ahead, Mark. I mean, by all means, if if you want to show some pictures, of your pups. Yeah, I got to do that too. Yeah, but I got to catch up. I did a pretty good job. I did catch up on a few, but yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll pull the chute, and I'll let you get going on your way. I'm sure you'll have to get ready pretty soon, and I'm gonna do the same. I'll set my alarm clock for 3 hours and wake up at 9 and call an electrician. All right, to the person who's lurking, thank you for doing so. Mark, I wish I could stay longer, but I will be back. I'll probably be back on later sometime soon, whenever it is. And I will talk to you guys soon. Aloha, Mark.